This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review Josh Boone's The New Mutants movie and Season 2, Episode 3 of The Mandalorian.
Geekerific!
Plus, Wonder Woman 84 is coming to HBO MAX this Christmas. Zack Snyder releases a black and white version of his Justice League trailer, and a whole bunch more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, November 19th, 2020.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We're jocking, we nerding. We're funny, disturbing. We're jocking, we nerding. We're spoiler alert. Oh yeah. We're jocking, we nerding. We're funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. I'm jocking, we nerding. We're spoiler alert.
What's up, listener? How's it going? Thanks for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Breathe! Jock and Nerd! My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us is a puppet who auditioned for the role of Lockheed for the New Mutants movie and didn't get a callback. It's Rug Boy, of course. How you doing, Rugs?
They said I had to be a dragon, so I wore my Batman wings.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wore some makeup, and they didn't what?
This is going great.
No.
They didn't like it. They didn't like it, did they?
I tried. I wanted that girl to have her hand in my slack.
Exactly. You almost had Anya Taylor-Joy's hand up your slack hole.
Yeah.
Boner.
Would have been quite a story to tell the grand puppets.
Yeah.
But alas, you were beaten out by an actual dragon. Anthony, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
Just chugging along, you know.
Chilling? Good.
Chilling. Living the dream. I hate when people say
I
living
know.
the
What does
dream.
that mean? And I'm always like, I'm dreaming to live. Boo.
And anytime someone says that, you know, like they're already like a miserable fuck.
Yeah, that's not, you're not living any dream.
What is the dream?
Right. And this is what you're living? What I'm looking at? This is
Like-
the dream?
Eating McDonald's on my front porch.
I finished the drive-through McDonald's before I got home in the car, so nobody catches me with my shame. I'm living the dream, people.
That is it.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my dream. I hope you guys are living the dream. Look, a lot of big news. Let's just dive right in.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
So yesterday, big news broke regarding Wonder Woman 1984. Warner Brothers finally making a decision what to do with this huge movie that had been scheduled for December 25th theatrical release.
Weren't we debating this a few weeks ago? What was going to happen?
We talked about that. Warner Brothers had two options here, right? Put it out in theaters and VOD or push it back to next summer. Ruggs, you wanted them to push it back.
Yeah.
Which may have been the more profitable release, but surprisingly, Warner Brothers makes the decision that's the least profitable and holy shit, big, historic, unprecedented decision it will still release theatrically in whatever theaters are open on December 25th, as well stream day and date on HBO Max in the U.S. for 1 month.
Oh, shit.
No extra charge.
Geek boner.
No Mulan.
$30 extra.
No.
Yeah.
This will happen on Christmas Day for 1 month in international markets where there is no HBO Max. It will come out a week earlier so that we don't spoil it for international markets. This is fucking huge, Anthony. This is one of the things that in the old day, what was unthinkable, but we always wondered, why can't these things just come out day and date? Something that was previously unthinkable has now happened. Now we're here. Crazy.
Well, we've seen it somewhat with Netflix, but we haven't seen it to this scale.
Nothing on the movie with this
Nothing this
blockbuster
big.
level.
Yeah.
Holy
and
shit.
Mulan
Oh,
obviously
shit.
came out VOD.
Yeah.
Or you had to buy it in addition to having Disney Plus. Yeah, this is crazy. I know that I've read in the article that I linked from The Ringer that they're only doing this for a month, and then they're going to have like a little dark period.
Yeah, that's
but then
weird.
You have to buy it on video on demand. So it's a very
different model. here.
different. Yeah. I mean, seems like they're trying to. I think they're losing money by not having it out.
Yes.
But I think they're also trying to pump up HBO Max, and in the article I read, and I think I even mentioned this when HBO Max came out, HBO Max isn't doing all that great right now. It's doing okay.
Yeah.
But they haven't figured out how to market it.
No, they haven't.
I said this when it first came out. What defines HBO Max?
Yeah.
HBO Max is like basically competition. Like they just want to be straight up competition to Netflix.
And now Disney Plus too, if you think about it. Yeah.
Well, but Disney Plus has what Disney Plus has going for it is what it is. It's those 5 brands.
I feel like HBO Max is trying to do the in between Disney and Netflix. They have their brands
trying to be
and their
Netflix.
franchise,
A little bit of both,
and
yeah.
they also have IP catalog content. HBO Max
It's closer
also
to Netflix than it is you can't necessarily boil it down as well as you can with Disney.
It is the most expensive subscription platform out there compared to everything. But
They
really,
came late, too.
they have an amazing. There's a lot of amazing shit on HBO Max. It's
the
it's
article
amazing.
I referenced mentions that HBO Max might be the best out of all of them.
Content-wise,
they
yes.
just don't know how to market it.
Rugs
Yeah.
are they using Wonder Woman as a sacrificial lamb to kind of say it's not a fuck you to theaters, but now they're trying to drive subscribers to HBO Max to catch up with Netflix and the Disney Plus. Is that this move?
I feel like, it's an interesting decision that they made by say, look, we're going to release it, and then the same day we're going to put it on the platform, and then people who are going to really want to see it that don't want to go to the theater can, if they don't have the platform already, they can get the platform, and that'll get more people on the platform. But then I think waiting a month to put it on video on demand is, I don't know, I feel like that's a little too long. I feel like they should put it on video on demand a little sooner because people are going to be talking about it. You want to jump on it when the buzz is hot.
It's
right?
a weird model. So it'll be available from December 25th to January 25th on HBO Max, and then it disappears for a while. And then I guess, like you said, a month later, it pops up VOD
I
while it's
wonder-
still in the theaters.
I'm curious,
Strange.
how much. I guess the HBO Max thing, getting the subscribers is cut some of their lot. They're definitely losing money by doing this.
Well, and a lot of people may just sign up for the 7-week trial and watch fucking Wonder Woman and not sign up.
I think that they might do this with if this works with Wonder Woman and it gets a bunch of people on board, and subscriptions are what you want, right? Because a subscription is like they keep pulling it out of your bank account every month,
right, continuous.
So you're talking about 12 tickets that you would have sold instead of that one to that one movie, if you can get them over there. And usually if people get it, they don't cancel it right away. They usually maybe take a couple of months if they're going to whatever. So getting them onto the platform is probably the bigger get, right? So, and they haven't really, what did they have that was exclusive to HBO Max besides the series?
There's a bunch of movies.
HBO?
There was American Pickle and Seth Rogen's movie and a bunch of other movies.
No, but I'm saying if you have HBO on cable,
you get that there are things that are only on HBO Max, like certain movies and
the other day
TV
they
shows.
did a Fresh Prince.
Oh my god, I watched it. It was so good. You have to watch it. It's so
on
good.
HBO Max. Yeah,
Dude, I was gonna save that for what are we watching? I was crying in tears and nostalgia, and they explained why they had to switch out Aunt Viv in season 3, and I did not know this shit.
Oh, shit.
Very good.
How would you guys? We're all marketing experts. How would you guys
market this fucking podcast?
What would you define? It goes back to what I asked when it first came out. What is HBO Max?
That's a good question.
Because Netflix is just a smorgasbord. Like Netflix, you just get everything, right? Like Netflix is we have all this content. And Disney is boiled down. Hulu was the TV show thing. Even Amazon is just we have a shit ton of stuff. We have a shit ton of shitty movies, whatever. Amazon, I think, has the most movies that don't even have an IMDb rating.
Yeah, they have a lot of weird
but
independent
HBO Max
movies.
has great content, but how do you
here's
market
the
that?
tagline from HBO Max. HBO Max, everything you're missing that Disney and Netflix doesn't have.
well, I
Come
think
over
it's
for that. That's your
I think
tagline.
it's Disney with tits. That's what I would
shit,
say.
that's
there you go.
That's a good one. Disney with balls. I like it.
So you just I like it
With boobies.
Because
Yes.
Disney is the Disney app. It's a Disney app.
Yeah,
It
you know
doesn't
what it
really
is.
have anything that is going to really challenge you if you're older than maybe 16 years old.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to be really that edgy. So it's the edgier Disney Plus. In fact, it's got more
Kid stuff.
series, but it's got more series, just straight up series is to watch. You know what I mean? You have like HBO has like years and years of series that are all kinds, kids series. They make all kind of content.
I mean,
So
they have
a lot
Sesame
of
Street,
shit.
which is a huge get.
Yeah.
Look, the point is, we are going to get a fucking geek Christmas
Geek boner.
on December 25th because not only this is coming out, Soul is coming out on Disney Plus the same fucking day. So you retain this Christmas blockbuster that you've traditionally had, but they are going to lose a lot of money. This movie cost $200 million to make. The first one made
They're
like
going to lose
$800 million.
like $100 million.
This could have been $1 billion movie easily in the before times, but they're banking on people signing up to HBO Max. Now, this begs the next question. Is Black Widow next?
Oh, shit.
You know, Marvel has pushed everything back to mid next year. They have so far, aside from the Mulan, they have now gambled. You know, the other interesting thing is the only reason Warner Brothers could do this is because of Tenet. Now, Tenet, which was considered a poor reception in the States, the theaters, it gained goodwill with the exhibitors, with the theaters, with Warner Brothers, because they still put it out. So that is the only reason the theaters have agreed to this, which normally they never, and they can still choose not to show Wonder Woman if they don't want to, because it's coming out on streaming at the same time. But they would remember they boycotted fucking Trolls, in the spring. They would never agree to this, but everything is now different and changed, and everything's upside down.
Yeah, I mean everything. Although there is good news with the vaccine efficacy, no one still knows when people are going to be comfortable, and I think these theaters that are, or these studios that are sitting on these big blockbusters are like, we can't delay this stuff forever. Although, what makes the Wonder Woman, sorry, just go back to the Wonder Woman thing curious, is I believe Warner Brothers owns Dune.
Yeah, that still has the date. That's still a December date.
And that was supposed to come out in December. But that one, they were like, no, we'll wait till 2021 December.
That's what I was thinking, that Godzilla might come out early because that's also Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they still have a bunch of things they can say they're saving for, mid next year and summer next year. But this movie,
what they're saving,
and not this one. But yeah, why? I mean, personally, I'm fucking ecstatic we get to watch this movie because I think it'll be.
I think it's awesome. Yeah. I mean, for us, it's great.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But we'll see.
Who gives a fuck about if the studio makes money?
Well, it's the studio and the theaters. Yeah, the studios is kind of screwing the theaters by doing this, but this is it's all experimental, unprecedented.
I think Black Widow. I don't think Disney will be as kind. I think they'll charge for it.
But do you think they'll pivot and maybe? Okay, so here's why I asked, because I just listened to the latest John Campea podcast, and he said he had a scoop from a source that has been reliable. He said that it's possible Disney's next investor call is on December 10th, and it is possible they may announce something about Black Widow coming out on streaming, possibly. Now, with this happening, I think this is like a volley. And now the ball is in Disney's court. And Warner Brothers is like, all right, what are you going to do, Disney? We're putting out Wonder Woman. Your move if you want to put out Black Widow. But Campea says that they are, because Bob Iger and the new guy, Bob Chapek, they've said, we're doubling down on streaming. We want to make streaming their focus. The pandemic has accelerated it. They want it to be just streaming. So why wouldn't they do this? I hope they do. And we'll have to wait till December 10th when we may find out numbers about Mulan. And some big announcement seems to be where they make it now. So that's what he said on his podcast. I was like, oh, shit.
It's just weird. I mean, all of these big budget movies that need to open into theater are like just sitting there.
Yeah. And now we're getting,
no one knows exactly when they can come out. And I think everybody's getting nervous. They need something to happen. They need to generate some kind of income. And this is their only way that they can generate it, is to get more subscribers, right? So that's the only way only thing they can do.
And, Warner Brothers, we've talked about, they make questionable decisions. We'll see if this is a big fuck up.
That's a big fuck up right there.
Or not, but it's something that it's huge, like a huge tentpole thing.
I don't see it. I mean, who knows what their finances look like? Like they for it being a fuck up, they already know what their finances are going to look like for this, or they've already projected what they might lose. The only thing is if they don't get a ton of subscribers. I think this is going to be big for HBO Max. I think they'll get a ton of subscribers. I think fans will be really happy to just have to pay for the subscription.
Everybody be talking about
they don't
it.
have to pay in addition.
Yes.
Like I think they're going to get a lot of goodwill from this, especially if Wonder Woman 1984 is a good movie.
It's a win-win if you're signing up for HBO Max to see Wonder Woman because they have a ton of shit that you can watch.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much shit on there that, like, you're like, hey, well, this is actually pretty good. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Disney put out Black Widow on Disney Plus.
You know what HBO Max needs to do now, though?
Yeah.
And they still haven't done it. And I'm one of those assholes that still doesn't have it.
Oh, yeah.
They got to make a deal with Roku and Fire Stick.
Hey,
they're still not on there.
Hold on. Breaking news. I have this on the notes. HBO Max right now available on Amazon Fire TV.
Oh, shit.
I have 2 of those TVs. I downloaded it. I installed it. Now I have HBO Max on every TV in my house. It is available on Amazon Fire TV.
So they just got to do
celebrate. They don't have a Roku deal yet. That's the problem.
Roku. Is Fire TV and Fire Stick same?
Yes.
Okay.
Fire OS. And like the Fire TVs are fucking great. They come in and like it comes in with the OS Fire.
Roku though is the leader in that market of third party.
That's like millions of people, tens of millions of people. And same thing with the Amazon Fire Stick, millions of people they were. But I was so happy earlier this week. Yes, HBO Max on Fire TV. So celebrate. Listener, let us know what you think about all this development. Join the conversation. Join our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. It is closed, exclusive just for you. It's a lot of fun. We get geeky.
Jock and Nerd.
Won't you join us? Other HBO Max news. We talked about how they pulled Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer off the internet while they were getting the rights for Hallelujah, the song he used, figured out.
Lame.
Well, I guess they got that. They paid for the rights to the song. He put out a new trailer with like a few new scenes, but I guess they ran out of money because it's in black and white.
Oh, shit.
I'm not sure why, because he thinks it's cool. Why is this in black and white, guys?
I guess it's just to differentiate it from the other trailer.
Did you see any new footage in here? It was like barely.
I didn't. Nothing really like jarred me. I think everything felt familiar, but I might be wrong.
There was like a shot of Cyborg that was new, and I thought some of the Flash stuff was new, but largely what you saw before. Zack Snyder actually said he would prefer releasing the Snyder Cut in black and white.
Oh,
this would be his preferred way. Can you explain to me why? What? This isn't fucking Logan, Zack Snyder. This is the most colorful group of superheroes that we have, and you want to make a black and white?
He's releasing it in a square format.
Yeah, that was, yes, it was
he's black and white. So now basically we're watching a Charlie Chaplin.
So we're watching old tube TV black and white. I noticed that it was in 4:3 also. Why? I don't know.
He's going to take out the sound next, and he's going to drop it to 12 frames a second.
He's going to pull a Christopher Nolan and make the audio completely unintelligible.
Oh, shit.
It's not important what they're saying.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things when Snyder just gets his head up his own ass about things, and this is him just unleashed, just letting him just do whatever he wants. I mean, this whole Justice League thing has been just a big con the entire time. There wasn't ever a Snyder cut that was finished, and now he's just like getting all this money to make add-on extra scenes. I mean, I just saw a picture with, was it Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke again?
There's a Deathstroke thing.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. I mean, good for him. You know, he gamed the system and he won. And he gets to remake his movie, but you know,
wow,
he's unhinged right now.
He's releasing every day. There's something
he's sitting on the throne right now, screaming, saying "fuck you" to Warner Brothers because he gets to do whatever he wants with an unlimited budget.
I'm the king. So yeah, he's been putting out a lot of things lately for this fucking 4-part movie. Interesting articles saying that he's envisioned this in like 6 parts. Apparently, the cut is locked. He's editing it. And he says there's around 150 minutes of unseen footage. So, of course, he's not using anything Joss Whedon shot. So, 150 minutes of footage, largely shit that was left on the cutting room floor. Plus, he confirmed the new footage that they spent $70 million to finish this movie, which includes post-production and colorization, but also reshooting new footage, amounts to, he said, maybe 4 minutes.
What?
Now, at first I was like, that's it. But 4 minutes in movie time, as Bilotti pointed out on the Facebook group, it's a long time. I guess that's good. We're getting some new stuff. 4 minutes could be a lot. But so comment on that. 150 minutes.
That's all of Godzilla's screen time.
In all the movies together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 4 minutes. No,
so this is a whole new movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's adding 2 hours that we haven't seen, and 4 minutes, probably more than that he's added in to kind of iron out things, I believe. Like iron out things that are missing, blah, 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 whatever. I guarantee there's a lot of ADR voiceovers put in and changing of lines. And so a lot of stuff is going to be, he reshaped this whole thing. So let's see what it is.
And then did you see this picture of Steppenwolf, like with the new, he's got like this pointy, weird headdress. It looks cool.
Yeah. It's a little busy.
Yeah, and it doesn't look really comfortable to wear.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Wasn't that itchy?
But I do like it. I like it that he's more menacing because I like the Steppenwolf from the Whedonverse version. It was like looked like an unfinished video game character from some like
it was not done.
from Assassin's Creed or something. And it just didn't look like everybody should be afraid of this guy. This is like at least looks somewhat menacing, but it's a little bit busy. I like that he's huge though.
Yeah.
He's got the fucking double horns.
It's a better design, but it's also like straight up Snyder. Like he would be the guy that would recreate a villain and make him look like a '90s comic book character with how busy it
looks
looks.
like a Layfield character.
Well,
Yeah, it does.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
One of my friends was like, it looks like he just has magnets attached to him, and he just magnetized all the paper clips in the world. To his body.
It does. It
Or
does.
like, remember like Michael Bay did Transformers and he made them overly busy?
Yeah, it's almost reaching into that territory.
Like fucking Megatron is fucking vomit worthy.
You know those
and that's
those desk,
almost there.
those magnetic desk games that have like the little metal stars, and then you like make little things out of them, and they all stick together. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's just a desk toy.
That's what happens.
Look, this isn't coming out until mid next year, so expect a lot more of fucking shit from Snyder coming out every week. He probably does not want to shut up about it now that, like you said, Anthony, he gets to do whatever he wants and gets a mulligan on his movie. Amazing. Here's something that's coming out of DC that may be good. Like, we don't know about the Snyder League, the Justice League, questionable. This kind of looks good. It's a new Batman animated feature called Batman Soul of the Dragon. And it's Batman in the 70s with Bruce Lee.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. You guys watch this trailer? What are your thoughts? This is crazy.
Well, it's kind of like they took Bronze Tiger and Richard Dragon and Lady Shiva, and then they basically made like counterparts that are like Bruce Lee and the guy from Enter the Dragon. I forgot what his name was. Black Belt Jones, that guy. So it's kind of like Enter the Dragon meets Batman.
That's crazy.
And there's a little bit of like it feels 70s. They got 70s hair. So I'm into this. I'm into watching this. I know it's not going to be a great Batman movie, but it might be a cool like karate or kung fu
It's
film.
R-rated, and it takes place in the midst of the 70s. It's an Elseworld story that finds Bruce Wayne training under a master sensei. And you have Michael J. White voicing Bronze Tiger, Kelly Hu as Lady Shiva. Anthony, Bruce Lee, and Batman. Come on, this is right up your alley. Come on.
Geek boner.
I have nothing bad to say about this. This is
fun.
so out there and kind of like different than what we would ever see with Batman. So I mean, it's such a rip off that stuff, but it's clearly trying to be that. Hey, you know what? Go for it. This is what you can do, I guess, with animated stuff.
Yeah, why not? I love it.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
It's an Elseworld.
It's Elseworlds, yeah.
You're not like, okay, this, it's not canon. It's just like Gotham by Gaslight. It's like, it's not canon. You're like, okay, let me see what Batman would be in this kind of world.
And it's fun. It reminds you of the Batman comics from the 70s, and those were fun, kind of campy. There was some martial arts in there sometimes.
A one and done, I'm good with it.
Yeah. R-rated, though. I like that it's R-rated.
Yeah.
And I like that it's from Bruce Timm, the fucking guy who did Batman Animated Adventures.
It should be interesting.
Yeah. A couple of quick headlines regarding the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad. His buddy, Sylvester Stallone, is been added in a mystery role. Of course, we saw Stallone in James Gunn Guardian of the Galaxy 2. And now James is probably like, hey, what? Sly, come over here, play this thing over here.
You think he's going to be on screen or is he going to be a voice?
Yeah, I don't know. Because wasn't he he was covered in crystals, right? No, that was the other guy in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm getting him.
No,
confused.
he was just a guy with like weird shoulder.
He was
spikes.
Stuckar Ogord, the Ravager.
Yeah. If he's going to be on screen, then I have no idea who he's going to be. If
Yeah.
he's just doing a voice, he could be King Shark.
So-
I heard that King Shark's
Oh,
supposed
that'd be
to
kind of
stupid.
funny.
They said fans are speculating that he might have signed on to play either Rick Flag Sr. or the original Wildcat Ted Grant or a voiceover. I don't know.
Did you see the video where he announces that he's in there?
No, it's right here. Is this it? No, I haven't seen that.
on
What did he
Instagram.
say? Oh, it's on Instagram. I didn't
I'm
see
just
that.
saying what like he looks like.
Yeah,
He just. I mean, he looks worn.
Stallone always looks kind of
looks-
drunk to me.
He's 75 years old.
I know, but he just looks like he has lupus or something, like there's something going on.
Oh,
But he's just
shit.
old,
Jesus.
and he has
Yeah.
a lot of Botox in his face. He looks. I mean, he's still Stallone, but it's like it's like a celebrity death match. Like they made him out of clay.
His face is permanently in that Stallone kind of smirk. He can't.
He
change
hasn't
it.
looked like Stallone in years, though. Come on.
He looks
hasn't
like
looked-
yeah. I mean, he looks like Clayface Stallone. Like he's like drooping.
And he looks like Clayface is playing Sylvester Stallone. Oh, my God.
Maybe
That's
he's
what it looks
Clayface.
like.
losing his powers.
Maybe that really is Clayface. It's, yes,
Maybe,
and he's losing
maybe
his-
it works
Oh, fuck.
for the character.
I'm melting. I must continue acting.
Ah, man.
Oh, poor Sly.
It's
Come
tough,
on.
man.
It's Rocky. Come on.
He's
He's
still
iconic.
out there.
Yeah, he's iconic. He's fucking
Still
still
trying to do stuff.
He's still
Like, I
trying
gotta-
to. He's trying to be relevant with the kids.
Yeah.
The other interesting casting news is for Thor: Love and Thunder. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, will be joining the cast of Thor 4, which
Wow.
that should be fun. Remember, they were both kind of chunky where we left off. Maybe they'll do like a montage. That's the big joke, is they're going to do like a Rocky montage where they have to lose weight.
Oh, really?
Because remember, they're
That'd
both
be
fat
funny.
where we left them off.
Were they?
Thor,
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Thor-
Chris Pratt was just a little like
was a little
bit
chubby.
less chiseled than
He's
he
like,
was.
everyone thought he was fat. He's like, why didn't you guys tell me? And then Fat Thor was still Fat Thor at the end of fucking Endgame, right?
Thor,
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder with Chris Pratt. I mean, it makes sense because of where they left off Thor in the previous in Endgame.
Yeah.
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Asgardians.
Yeah, so like, I think it'll be fun. I mean, you still got Taika Waititi. If they let Taika Waititi go crazy again, it'll probably be a fun movie that undercuts a lot of its seriousness again with humor. So if you like that, then it'll be good.
Who knows when that's coming out? 2020 something. 2, 3, fuck. It seems like a long ways away. Last thing in the news I want to mention is Universal has made another deal with another theater chain that's unprecedented and may further cause the beginning of the end of theaters. We talked about how they made a deal with AMC theaters to shorten the window, meaning they can play a movie and then 17 days later they can put it out. Universal can put it out on PVOD. Well, they've made a deal with Cinemark, but it's a little bit different, similar. In this one, if a movie opens to $50 million or more domestically, Universal has the option to put it on PVOD just 31 days after opening and charge $20 to $30. Usually that'd be like 3 months. But if a movie opens under $50, they can put it on in 17 days.
Oh, shit.
On PVOD. And I think the stat is the majority of films make less than $50 million opening weekend domestic. Making $100 million is usually special. But I think this is another sign that theaters they're going to have to, I don't know, they may not be around. Like this along with, Wonder Woman coming out on HBO Max.
I feel like it's presumptuous to keep saying that. I think theaters are not dead. They're just going to be closed down and maybe go out of business. And somebody else in a few years is going to invest a shitload of money and make their own. Like this, AMC may be dead, or Regal may be dead, or Cinemark may be dead, but
there'll
some
be a
other
new thing.
Somebody will buy those old theaters that are just sitting there and open them up again.
Yeah, put a bubble seats. You just put in bubble seats. One
We'll
seat
see
in
how
every
it
bubble.
plays out. I mean, not so long ago, I know that being basically out of business for a year will kill most businesses. So I get why they might go out. But seeing Endgame in a movie theater was still like apex movie experience in terms of like just having the crowd around. Like there's still something to be said for being in a movie theater for a gigantic movie and everyone's just going nuts. Or there's people that like going to the theater and just seeing something on a big screen too. So I think there's still some room for this stuff in a post-COVID world.
These deals are fluid, so if things come back, they can change, and it's optional for Universal to do this, but they're working it in. They're kind of future-proofing things. But yeah, it's to be seen. I know you can rent out an AMC theater for like $100 now for like 20 people. That's a pretty good deal. That's how they got to make. That's how they got to.
I mean,
now they're closed everywhere. More.
It is kind of crazy because we've been doing this whole review thing for such a long time, And it was kind of like a ritual for me to like, okay, once a week, go to the theater. And I would go by
Right.
myself, and it would be my thing. That would be like my little, thing that I could do.
I don't remember the last movie I saw in the theater. I can't remember.
I think it was,
Was it one we reviewed?
I think it was the Dark Phoenix.
Ugh,
Might have
really?
been.
Probably
Might have
was.
been.
Shit. Yes, I miss, the experience is great, but if, studios aren't putting out a bunch of big hits, nobody's going and nobody can go and everything and shit ain't going anywhere. The Rona is getting worse. So I'm curious to see if other studios are going to make similar deals like Universal, which will make it worse it'll be a little harder for theaters to do this, but they're getting a cut of it with this deal. So.
Look, they're just trying to figure out anything for them to recoup some of their costs and, whatever. And still, like, it's a compromise. Like, it's not the best situation for everybody.
It's crazy.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
All right, good stuff. Let's get to The Mandalorian.
Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
Okay, first of all, can I tell you, I love that we're back to reviewing, like, episodic television. Holy shit.
It's been a long time.
We're back where we started.
I didn't realize how much I missed this. And yes, this was the start of the show. This is how this podcast started.
Exactly. Prompted this show.
And this is actually perfect. It's short, it's 8 weeks. It's short run. So we are now up to Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 3, Chapter 11. So many numbers. The Heiress. Here are your spoilers.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Prepare to be spoiled!
This one directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who directed it's Episode 4 in the first season, and written by Jon Favreau. Anthony, I love it when a non-Star Wars person explains Star Wars to me. It's one of my favorite things to listen to. Why don't you tell us what happens in The Heiress?
We're picking up where we left off with the frog people getting him escorting the frog lady and the babies to get fertilized to this planet where the last remaining frog male is. And in the midst of that, they help him find some Mandalorians. But these Mandalorians are a little different.
Whoa.
They ain't the same kind of Mandalorians that he is. They got a little different code action. And they got these names that I recognize from Rug Boy talking about Clone Wars for all these many, many years. So they got some Japanese-sounding names or whatever. And there's that. So a lot of Star Wars fans are probably really excited about that. And he's got to hang out with these new Mandalorians because they're going to hijack some Empire ship to get some weapons. And this all leads to the dark saber that this lady wants, who's part of this new age Mandalorian shit. So there you go. That's how I would describe.
I love
episode.
it. I love it.
And I will throw in that there is an actress playing who's in this named Sasha Banks from the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yes.
I don't watch too much WWE, but she's goddamn hot. That's all I got. that girl is fucking fire.
I love Star Wars from a layman's point of view is always fucking fun. Ruggs, this episode 36 minutes long, the shortest yet, but the most shit happens. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
And for you, Ruggs, the first time you see Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan in live action from the Clone Wars, I think this is the first character that has jumped from animation to live action in Star Wars. They've gone the other way.
Well, it's crazy because
It's pretty big.
it's very rare that the person who does the voice for the cartoon actually embodies that character and is an established actor that has carried a TV show before.
Couldn't have worked out better for them.
So this is very rare.
Yeah.
All right. This is something that you can't just get the guy who plays whatever and just throw them in a costume and there they are. You can't get the guy who does Batman's voice and dress him up as
Kevin
Batman.
Conroy does not work.
Remember they tried that?
Yeah, he does not work.
Oh my god, that was in the CW
the crossover.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No.
What about Taylor Gray? Taylor Gray could show up as Ezra Bridger now, maybe.
Maybe.
He looks just like the character.
I would say that might happen.
What'd you think of the episode overall then?
I'm psyched. I thought it was fine. I mean, it's there was a fucking ship hijacking that was
very Star Wars.
Pretty dramatic, and the graphics and all of the effects look great. And they did a lot of deep name dropping and lore.
A lot of mythology.
They were getting into a lot of that stuff. Now, what I heard from a lot of people was like, oh, I feel like I don't know what the fuck's going on. I feel like I'm missing out on
Really?
People are talking about things and I feel like I'm being left out.
Anthony, did you feel that way? Could you follow what was happening?
I don't think I needed to care that much to know what was happening. So, I mean, I just knew that the names were important, but if I hadn't been hanging out with you guys for all these years, I'd be like, oh, okay. I guess I guess it might be something, but it didn't hinder the enjoyment of that individual episode.
I wouldn't think so either, but like I've heard people say that.
I felt that they wrote it well enough that she explained everything that was happening. Like she explained everything. What's the problem?
Well, I don't know if necessarily like. So the Katie Sackhoff is Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan cries.
I didn't fully understand like their whole Mandalorian thing.
So apparently, here's the thing. Here's what the confusion is they have told us that Mandalorians cannot remove the helmet. But Rugs, you have seen Mandalorians remove the helmet all the time.
Yes, all the time.
So now we find out why.
It's just like when people say this is like when there's the new Star Wars fans don't know shit, and so I'm not trying to insult you, Nathan, I'm saying, but like they always say, like but they're always saying, like, why does every Star Jedi have to be Luke Skywalker related? And then, like, that's not true. There's 1,000 Jedis.
Yeah.
You just don't know about them because you've only seen like 2 movies.
And Mandalorians don't have to keep their helmet on.
No. I think that very early on, there was a tradition as if you were the Mandalore, which was the leader of the Mandalorian people.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like Batman. He was they were a symbol, right? So everybody who was Mandalore had to wear the helmet all the time. Like, you lose your identity when you become the Mandalore. So I think that maybe the sect that he is involved with is trying to bring back that old tradition.
So the Mandalorian that's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's an old school Mandalorian.
Well, she explains it, and I love this. She says, you were a child of the Watch, which is what we saw him be rescued by first season. And the Watch is apparently a terrorist group that broke away from the reformed Mandalorian society seen in Clone Wars that wants to, they're old school, they're orthodox Mandos.
So these Watch Mandalorians, they don't know about these blue Mandalorians?
I guess not.
No, I think they maybe he doesn't.
He doesn't because he was rescued from another planet, right?
Yeah,
he wasn't born a Mandalorian.
Yeah, and he didn't even believe her when she told him that. He's like, "There's only one Mandalore," and he takes off.
Right.
You know,
I think that when you start like a sect or whatever, you pretty much don't want to clue them in any other ways that there might be. This is the way, all right? This is the way. There's no other way. And so I guess, yeah, they were an offshoot, a cult or whatever, but they were going off of this thing about the Mandalore having the helmet on all the time. And they kind of took that and they perverted it in their own way. Because what happens is the Mandalorians were this race of people that were like all like warmongering, right? And at a certain point, they gave that up. They wanted to become diplomatic. They want to get involved with all the other planets and all the other races in this kind of republic.
Mm-hmm.
And they started to actually phase out all of this Mandalorian shit. So they want to go back to before they went pacifist, when they were a warmongering thing, and then the helmet was one of the symbols of the Mandalore.
So was Bo-Katan on the throne of Mandalore at one point?
Isn't that what she's trying to do?
Yeah, she's trying to get back. It made it sound like she's trying to get back to the throne.
So the planet doesn't exist, first off? The Mandalore planet?
Mandalore exists, I think. I don't know about anymore, but it existed for a lot of the things that I've seen in Clone Wars. I'm sure that it exists now.
It seems like now it's, I got the impression it's just like this fractured planet or something. Or
he said the planet's cursed. And nobody wants it, but she's like, don't believe everything you hear. So there's it sounds like there's some kind of revolution going on.
There's like a lot of things.
Mandalore.
Like there is this sect of Mandalorians called the Death Watch.
Yeah, which is now, I think that's the same. They just call it the Watch.
What is Boba Fett? Is he an old Mandalorian?
He's not Mandalorian at all, according to some things.
Oh.
I think that he just has the armor and tried to pass himself off as a Mandalorian. Because
he's just a mercenary.
So people will respect him.
Yeah, he's just
Oh. Wait, Mandalorians aren't mercenaries?
No, they are.
Oh, they are.
They are. They're bounty hunters.
They're bounty hunters. That's right.
That's what they did.
Bounty hunting.
So basically, when they were this warfaring people that were into like fucking war and shit. So when they went pacifist, right, to kind of get into the Republic, all of these warfaring Mandalorians were like, what the fuck do we do? So they all of a sudden they left and they became the world's most sought out badasses. So bounty hunters, people that you wanted to do shit, you want to blow shit up, you want to fucking take out some Jedi, you hire a Mandalorian.
So they're like special ops that got disbanded and now are out just doing
like the A-team. Yeah. But I mean, it's like a planet full of them. Like, there's like a, and so
and I don't even in the Clone Wars, like they were on different sides and then they flipped and he
does. This show is already validated that Clone Wars is canon, right? Like this episode didn't further validate that. It was already known that this Clone Wars was part of this stuff, right?
Well, look, they got Ahsoka Tano. They dropped her name in there, and she's like one of the main characters of all the Clone Wars. She's like,
who's she?
Anakin. Anakin got trained by Obi-Wan, and then when he got of age where he could actually start training someone, Ahsoka Tano was his student.
Anakin's student?
Yeah. So Anakin, before he became Darth Vader, for maybe a few years, trained Ahsoka Tano.
She was his Padawan.
Yeah. And
so she's younger than everybody, obviously.
Yeah, and she got a close relationship with Anakin, was best friends with him. And then all of a sudden he went to the dark side, and then she actually fought Darth Vader in the Clone Wars. And Darth Maul.
The Mandalorian has to go to the Republic and find a Jedi, right? That's why he has to, and that's Ahsoka Tano.
So the mission is, now as I understand it,
because the mission was originally to get the Mandalorians to help him, and then the Mandalorians were like, you need to find a Jedi.
He's trying to get the Baby Yoda to his kind, which is the Jedi. So he just wants to give it to another Jedi.
Bo-Katan has actually met Yoda.
Yeah, so she would have recognized Baby Yoda.
So she knows that there's
species.
a Jedi tie there. I think that's why she's like, okay, just go to the only Jedi that I know is that's still around that I know is Ahsoka Tano.
And how do they know each other? Tano and Bo-Katan.
Because she was in the Clone Wars, and all the stuff that Mandalore, she was either part of it or peripherally part of it, or she was just in the mix of everything.
Are they friends?
They definitely crossed paths and spoke, so they knew.
I got the vibe that Bo-Katan might become evil.
Well,
by the end I don't know. That was just the vibe. I was like, why does she want this fucking dark saber?
It's her rightful. It's her rightful thing that she has, and so many people have wrestled the dark saber. I mean, Darth Maul had it for a period of time, and ruled Mandalore with it, and then I think Moff Gideon has. I don't know if he's ruling Mandalore with it. I think that. I don't know what the status. I don't know what state Mandalore is in right now. I have no idea according to this particular time, because everything that we've seen about Mandalore has been in the past.
I mean, they hinted to so much fucking lore and mythology by adding Bo-Katan and all that shit in this. This is a whole. There's hints. There's she might have a spin-off show later, which you could do. She's got a whole fucking story and adventure ahead of her.
Remind me again where this takes place in the Star Wars
at
timeline?
5 years after Return of the Jedi. So at the end of Return of the Jedi, the Empire, the second Death Star explodes, the Empire is now defeated, and this is 5 years. So between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens, closer to Return of the Jedi, because The Force Awakens is 30 years after.
Yeah.
Jedi.
So basically, Clone Wars follows Anakin until he becomes Darth Vader, and then Rebels follows a new group of people after Darth Vader. He becomes Darth Vader.
Ahsoka Tano is in both shows?
Crosses over. What?
She in Clone Wars and Rebels?
She ends up being in Clone Wars. She shows up in Rebels.
Whoa.
So she was in Clone Wars because she was the Padawan of Anakin.
Yeah.
Because Clone Wars is a story of, basically Anakin. Is it right before Return of the Sith?
Right between episodes 2 and 3.
Yes, so that's so before Return of the Sith, I think.
And they're called the Night Owls. This is because they had owl drawings on their helmets. Was that the name of these three? Is that from the show Clone Wars? Night Owls.
I don't know. I think that it. I'm not aware of Night Owls. It doesn't ring a bell right now. I'm sure it means something. I just remember there was House Vizsla and the Death Watch.
Are those two characters that's with Bo-Katan in Clone Wars? Or those new characters?
No,
that we
so
just-
Sasha Banks plays Casca Reeves, who I believe is a new character, and the other guy's name is X Woves. I don't know.
They don't. I mean, listen, a lot of the Mandalorians just all look the same to me.
All I know is these three were fucking badass. I loved how Bo-Katan, she's stabbing fucking stormtroopers. They got headshots, taking them down. Just badass action scenes storming the ship all around. It was fantastic. I also loved the planet of Trask and all the aliens, and suddenly the show felt a lot bigger. The whole world felt bigger, and the plot actually moves forward in this episode. All stuff I wanted.
I liked that planet too. I liked the
Trask is
new,
cool.
Well, the new seafaring, like coastal Boston type
Yes, yeah.
area.
Did you notice he's
Star
wearing
Wars.
a sweater? The guy's wearing
He's wearing like a knit sweater.
Yeah, it's totally like a whaler sweater. The fucking Mon Calamari.
The show continues to impress me with just how great it.
Also, in the
looks.
beginning, when he fucks up that landing, that crane, it's a repurposed at the bottom, and they repurposed it as a crane. I was like,
that was great.
That's a great detail.
They totally subverted your expectations of that landing. And
It was so
just
great.
drops
He's like,
it into
I got
the
it.
water.
And he just
The
falls in.
only minor criticism I have, and it's not really all that much of a criticism if you understand the tone of the show, is it is always the Mandalorian has a mission.
Yes.
But he gets caught. He has to find a person, but the person that he finds, they will only help him
he
if
does
they
another
go on
thing.
a side
Yes.
mission.
Yes. So
it's always that.
This is 3 side missions in a row, okay?
It's like, I'll give you this info, but you got to do this. And he's always like, okay, I'll do it.
It's always the thing. I got to do a thing to get the other thing to get
I got
the
to
other
do a thing to get a thing to
get
talk to
another
the other thing.
It's very video gamey, and I will agree, Anthony. I was like, fucking, this is 3 in a row you're doing. But this one was super substantial in terms of
I guess
all the shit they gave you.
I'm excited for Star Wars
Now-
fans that got excited for this.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we see Ahsoka Tano next episode?
No, absolutely not. There's no fucking
I
way.
don't know. I don't even know what that means.
Because this is what they do. They teased Boba Fett in the first episode, never got back to him. They teased the name Ahsoka Tano, and they've been picking up where the show's end lately, but they're not going to show us Ahsoka Tano next week. I think it's going to go back to showing us what Boba Fett's been up to, because they've left that 2 episodes ago. But they're never going to show. It's never going to be the next episode, Rugs. I got onto their game. I'm onto their fucking game. He's got to go to
Where's he going?
He's
What
got to go
planet
to the
is he going
city of Caladan on the forest planet of Corvus.
Do we know about that planet?
Corvus is a planet, right, Rugs?
Corvus Glaive?
Corvus Glaiven? Glaiven?
Now, Sabine, it was the last person I saw with Ahsoka in Rebels. So Sabine, who is also Mandalorian, might be there too. So we might get a twofer.
Rugs. So you're saying the Star Wars fans were not excited about this episode?
No,
what were
I
you
think-
hinting at that like they were, or people were saying, or were you saying regular fans were not excited because this was too over their head? I forgot what you said.
I think if people watched all the shows, it amps up the excitement because you're like, oh shit, I'm going to finally see this character brought to life on screen. All right. So that's that causes a lot of excitement when you have a character that you kind of know and you're waiting to see how they actually deal with the character. Like we were talking about Boba Fett. Oh, what the fuck is it? Oh, Boba Fett, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows Boba Fett. So it creates excitement. But when I think the excitement drops down, if it's just a random name drop, you don't know what the fuck it is, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm on for a ride. Let's see what happens. So you're kind of still like into it, but you're like, that added excitement isn't there.
Here's another layman question. Ahsoka Tano, I guess Boba Fett is part of the Star Wars universe in terms of like the main films.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano is in the cartoons.
Yep.
But like, does this open up for them to like, you get to see more characters from the main trilogy
I think so.
pop in? And if that's the case, do you guys want that, or do you want this to be like more on the side?
I think that there's some tried and true characters that people gravitate towards that they created that are actually really cool. And Ahsoka Tano's one of them. I mean, we were talking about how shitty Rey is, right? As a Jedi, and how one-dimensional, and how Mary Sue she is. And here you have a character that was trained by Anakin, like undoubtedly one of the most powerful Jedis of all time, went through all of the different things, made a ton of mistakes, had all kinds of drama and whatever. And so she's been through all of this stuff. And we don't get to see her in the movies, but we get like lame characters like Rey, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, at least this way you can you can sidestep all of this stuff. Like, oh, this is America. You can just have a powerful Jedi that has all of this backstory.
It's smart.
It's there.
I think
I
it's
got
smart.
another nerdy question.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Shit.
You have so many Star Wars questions. This is fantastic.
Can a Mandalorian defeat a Jedi?
Yes, of course. It's happened. They were the premier Jedi hunters.
Oh shit!
Oh,
That
shit.
a lot of the stuff that they have, a lot of their weaponry, like their jetpacks and the flamethrowers, or all that. A lot of these things were made to like fuck up Jedi.
Lightsaber beats Beskar metal, though.
That would
Does
be
it?
cool to see a Mandalorian versus a Jedi.
Can I-
see them like encounter each other, and Ahsoka Tano doesn't know who he is, so they fight to
Yo,
square
we
off.
might see that.
Well, in the Clone Wars movie, Jango Fett and Obi-Wan go at it, and you can see that. You can always look up that fight, and it's pretty good. But I mean, we're
It's a
talking about.
cartoon.
No, it's not. No, it's not a cartoon. It's the one with Ewan McGregor.
Oh, it's
that's
the first
right.
episode.
Clone
yeah.
Wars.
Or the second one.
Not Clone. What is it called? Is that called Clone Wars?
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Oh, they do fight. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'd
but
have
I
to look that
mean,
up.
but I think now that they've actually like really have been more successful with it, I think it's going to be even more badass. So
I think it's smart to pull these characters that fans have been waiting for live action.
My questions pop up because I just recognize the names, and I'm like, okay, now I recognize what the fuck he was talking about so long ago when I was like, blah, blah, blah.
I love the music this episode. It was almost like fucking Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack when they were taking that ship down. It was like this awesome electronic industrial fucking music. It was dope. And then you got to see Moff Gideon for the first time as a hologram. And he says, "Long live the Empire," which is a fun little Easter egg. And Baby Yoda does behave himself. He wanted to eat the eggs, but now they're fertilized.
Everybody was so mad about that.
He can't, but he wanted to take the little tadpole home as a pet. Probably eat him later. Although there was a lot of people slurping tentacles this episode. Did you notice that? Everyone you cut back to and they're slurping fucking...
Yeah, that soup.
The tentacles.
The chowder.
That was like an Aliens thing where... I didn't understand. Baby Yoda handled all the spiders and all this shit and he couldn't take a face hugger. Come on, Baby Yoda. You could have ate that fucking... And he does. The captain of the ship, Ruggs, that was the dude from Lost, the man in black, Titus Welliver, who's like in everything. I was like, I recognize that guy.
It's another cameo from a somewhat famous person.
Yeah, that guy's in everything. And then I love the phrase dank ferric. Nobody knows what it means, but I think, Jess Rivera posted something that said it's like damn it or like fuck or it's
Somebody said I don't remember who said this. It was me. It could have been a lot of people, a lot of these YouTube reviewers because I tend to watch a lot of them. But one of the greatest comments was, "What if when that monster ate Baby Yoda,
Mando's like,
that
oh,
was
well.
just the end of the series?"
Mando's like, oh well, I'm gonna go home now. That would have been great.
Well, and he's just like,
oops.
Well, fuck. I didn't even deliver this guy, and everyone's after me.
Shit, I need a new job. Anybody got work around here? And he just starts working for the aliens.
He just takes his helmet off and shoots himself in the head.
Oh shit!
There's just brain matter, like where the soup should have been.
Oh boy, just blood.
Super
That's
dark.
a dark version of the Mandalorian. That's how it ends. He never delivers the baby.
It's like dum dum. Boom,
But like he says the most exciting thing at the end. He goes, "I finally know where I'm supposed to go."
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, "Fucking thank God! It's only been 3 episodes. Great, let's get there
Oh,
now."
that ship was so rickety.
Yeah, it was so. He's like, "I'm paying you for this," and it was all fucked up.
Oh, so bad. It's like the.
But yeah, then she mentions she's trying to get the Darksaber, and she knows Moff Gideon has it, and the guy kills himself, which is that was crazy. And they take off to get to Moff Gideon, I guess. I'm sure we'll see them again. Maybe. I don't know.
I think we might see Obi-Wan too.
Oh, what?
Oh shit!
We can't.
what I was getting
He's
at.
dead.
It's
He's dead. No,
movie
he's dead.
He's dead.
He's long dead.
He's dead in this one.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, he'd be dead, right?
But he could
long
force
dead,
ghost
yeah.
up, maybe. Well, how are you going to bring Alec Guinness back?
What about is Samuel L. Jackson's character dead?
Mace Windu is he dead?
Yeah,
All
he's
the
dead.
Jedis
He's
are
dead.
dead from those movies.
Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
Everybody's dead. Yes.
This is
Oh,
after
shit.
Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see Chewbacca.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
See him in
I don't
other
know.
things.
I don't know. I'm just throwing names. Jar Jar Binks?
But no, please no.
Chewbacca's still around.
Chewbacca is around.
He's definitely around.
But
He's in the next one. He's in the what do you call it? The Force Awakens.
yeah, he's in the new trilogy.
Anybody who's in the Force Awakens can
Fair game.
Could be in this. It's fair game.
You can see Felicity. What's her name? Felicity, who played Felicity as Corey, the girl with the helmet from the last movie.
She could appear.
She looked cool. Let's rate this episode. Anthony, what would you give this one?
I'll give it another 7.5.
All right. Rugs?
You got Mandalorians, you got
It has
Bo-Katan,
everything.
you got name drops, you got Ahsoka Tano
Yeah,
name drop,
yeah.
you got lots of new alien shit, different looking planet this time, crashing ship into the water, fun shit like that. So I'm going to give it a full-on 8.
Oh, shit. I'm giving it an 8.5. I really enjoyed it, and you're right. Wow. You got the Mon Calamari. You got the alien goes, it's a trap. You got the fucking, the Quarren, the squid face. I remember having a toy of those squid face people. It had everything.
They were cool. They looked great.
Yeah, those are great. The effects look great. The action is great. And in 36 minutes, they shoved all this in. It was quite remarkable. I really love this episode. Good job, Mandalorian.
Very good boy.
We'll take a break, but before we do, I wanted to let you know that if you need a mask to cover your face hole, we got them for you. Visit our TeePublic shop, jockandnerd.com/shop. There is a sale for Cyber Week, November 24th and 25th, up to 35% off everything. $13 t-shirts. Go buy some gifts for yourself. You deserve it, listener. Buy some Jock and Nerd swag. And we're going to take a quick break here for some promos and come back with some old, new mutants. Right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Do you like Florida Man? Do you like crazy shit? Do you like titties and strip clubs? Why are you laughing?
Because I do. You know I do. This is the show for you. We're the hashtag No Offense Show.
I'm the Duchess.
That's the Duchess. That's my lovely wife. My name is Chris, and we talk about all that stuff in addition to our daily lives as parents, what we're watching on TV, current events, anything that we could try to talk about to make you laugh. Look for us on the web at htnos.com. All the socials at HTNOS, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
We're available everywhere.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Sophia.
I'm the brother.
And I'm the sister. And we are watching a show about cousins.
We're your hosts for Dance of Joy, a Perfect Strangers rewatch podcast.
We grew up watching the 80s hit sitcom, and now we'd like you to join us every week as we rediscover our love for our favorite TV cousins, Balky and Larry.
You can find our show at danceofjoypod.com and on all major podcast platforms. Now we are so happy, Sophia. We do the Dance of Joy.
Imran, this is a podcast. They can't see us.
Oh, po.
Doc and Nerd.
Listener, if you've been enjoying the show, there's one thing you can do to help us out and help yourself. Join the...
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. No, that's not the end of the show. We'll peep you next time. Join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And it's a way to support the show on a continuing basis. And we want to thank all our continued supporters we've had for like 3 or 4 years now. You guys are great. There's been a couple of changes, though, this week to the Patreon.
Oh, shit.
A couple of big changes. First of all, they enabled annual subscriptions. So if you don't want to do it on a month-by-month basis, you can now change it to an annual subscription. You can pledge annually, and when you do, listener, you will be getting 1 month free.
Oh, shit.
So there's a little bit of discount when you sign up annually. The other change is I did something, you guys, I've been wanting to do for a while. We have retired the $1 a month tier.
Oh, shit.
But don't worry, if you are on that tier, listener, you're still going to get all the same benefits. You'll still get access to everything you've been grandfathered. You're grandfathered in.
Geek boner.
But starting now, moving forward, all the benefits, the extra content, the swag, the shout-outs, all that's going to start at the $3 a month tier. Here's why. Because after Patreon takes their cut of your $1 pledge, we actually get more of your money at $3 a month than at $1.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a little weird, and there's fees and all this stuff, but it works out better this way because we know you'd rather give us more money than Patreon. So all you got to do, sign up for $3. It's the nice sweet spot to start, or more. You can always go more. Of course, we have things for every tier. So existing patrons at $1, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Everything continues just as you've been enjoying it. But, maybe consider, I'd like to encourage you to go up to the $3 tier and then do the annual subscription, and you get a month free and everything, boom, boom, one payment a year. everything works out. So $3 a month now gets you bonus content, gets you access to an exclusive RSS feed that has the shows that come out early and all the bonus movie reviews and post-show content.
What is that a year? $33?
It will be $33. Yes.
All
I
right.
think it's even less with the discount.
No, I think 36 would be 36.
So it would be 33. You get 1 month off. Yes.
Oh, shit.
It would be 33 for a year with the discount annual subscription. So these are all options. Check it out. Sign up. New bonus content this week. We just reviewed Mando 3, but if you were signed up to the Patreon, you had already heard my instant reaction commentary recap of the episode, and I'm going to continue to do these.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot of fun. So, Jock and
There's
Nerd.
also a Jock Talk, right?
Oh, yes, there's a Jock Talk. I forgot. Jock and Nerd.
Their bottom is very weak.
Me and young Chaziel Hubbard.
Chaziel is very young and has a strong bottom. He was talking about somebody else's bottom.
Yes.
That's what I heard anyways. Yes, so Jock Talk Sports Show, Mando episode recaps every week on our Patreon, jockandnerd.com. Chazzington/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
Corona binge reports.
Corona binge reports. There's hours and hours of bonus stuff on there. There's a lot of stuff. Like, if you sign up right now, I think you get access to around 500 exclusive posts.
Wow.
If you sign up for our Patreon. So just...
It's like hours and hours and hours of stuff.
A lot of fun bonus content. Check it out. All right, let's get to this week's review. It is The New Mutants, and I use the term new very loosely, from 2020. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Wow, we finally get the new Old Mutants. This movie has a infamous storied history. I'll break down some of it before. This is, you guys, the end of Fox's X-Men era of movies.
Oh, shit.
The 13th and final installment of X-Men movies from Fox. Here's the rundown of the curse this movie's already been through. This movie was filmed in 2017, 3 years ago, with an original April 2018 release date. We reviewed the first trailer on the show back in October 2017.
Wow.
Then the
Holy shit.
Yes, then they were...
It's almost 2021.
Yes, almost 3 years ago. Then there was talks of reshoots, and to avoid Deadpool 2, they moved the movie back to February 2019. Then, to avoid Dark Phoenix, they moved the movie back to August 2019. Then Disney bought Fox.
Oh, shit.
Then rumors that the studio wanted to reshoot like half the fucking movie. And
I think the rumors were
even before
prior
that.
to that.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
around that time. The timeline gets muddy. So many things happened. If you go back...
But then they got screwed because Disney bought it. And
okay.
Disney didn't want to reinvest in
So
it.
then, yes. Okay, so maybe that happened first. First, they didn't think it was scary enough. They were going to reshoot the thing. Disney buys it. They're like, we don't know what to do with this. They shelve it. They give it a release date of April 2020. And then the pandemic hits, and they remove it from their schedule entirely, only to announce they're releasing it in the theaters in August 2020, which it did come out in August, and finally came out on VOD. And what is the result of all these efforts?
Well, so it came in theaters, right?
It was in theaters, yes. This August actually came out. We have some box office numbers. So after all that, here's the result on Rotten Tomatoes. It is sitting at 33% with a 4.7 out of 10 average rating. The budget on this movie estimated to be $67 to $80 million. Well, it came out in the theaters August 28th, makes worldwide $45 million. That's strike two. This movie's directed by Josh Boone, written by Josh Boone and Nate Lee, and starring a bunch of people you know and love from television shows. Yes. This is like all your favorite TV show stars got together and made a movie. You have Maisie Williams, Arya Stark playing Rain Sinclair. You got Anya Taylor-Joy, just saw her in The Queen's Gambit, amazing show, playing Ileana Rasputin Magic. Charlie Heaton from Stranger Things, playing Sam Guthrie Cannonball. Alice Braga as Dr. Reyes. Blue Hunt as Danny Moonstar. Henry Zaga as Roberto da Costa Sunspot. And that's your main ensemble of people here. Anthony.
Yeah.
What happens in this movie? How new are these mutants really?
There's some new ones for sure.
There's new ones, but they're old
new ones
by
we
now.
haven't seen, I guess. This is about these young teenage mutants,
Young whippersnappers.
that are thrown into a mysterious facility because they all have powers. They're all growing through puberty, and they all have done terrible things with their powers as they've gone through puberty, and they're trying to figure out why they're there and what's going on, and it's got a horror tinge to it. So, yeah, that's it.
And, well, after all this waiting and talking and anticipation, what did you think?
Me?
Yeah, let's just start with you.
You know, you might be surprised. I thought it was okay.
Oh.
I thought it was fine.
Shit.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was great. On paper, the concept is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's different than any other superhero movie you'll see, especially with all the MCU stuff. And what they were going for, what seems like, is like a Breakfast Club meets Nightmare on Elm Street
That's pretty
with
good.
X-Men.
That's pretty good. I like that.
So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Ileana Rasputin, she's Bender.
Oh, yeah, she is Bender. She's like the asshole older dude. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's like, she's the bully.
Oh, my
and like,
God, yeah.
Blue Daniel Moonstar is like the innocent girl.
She's Claire, and like Rain is like Ali Sheedy's character a little bit.
Right. So they're all, they're all kind of Breakfast Club ripoffs.
Yeah, it's true. Then there's the jock, and then there's like the Southern quiet guy.
It's an amalgamation of all those characters. But
that's pretty good.
The horror stuff, like for me, there's actually like a better movie there, and like some of the horror stuff is kind of interesting, and the teen stuff is kind of interesting. The problem is they just didn't coalesce it into all that interesting of a movie overall.
Yeah,
for me.
Yeah.
So it's just okay. The editing at times is a little strange and kind of bad. There's some scenes that are edited together that, like for instance, the first scene, they're running from the town, and then they cut the next scene that Dad and Moonstar are in a forest.
Yeah, they just somewhere. I thought
like,
the forest is next to the trailer park.
But overall, I mean, it's okay. It's just the concept is good. It's just the execution of what's on screen isn't all that interesting after you kind of figure out what's going on.
Ruggs, I was re-listening to our Brightburn review, and it reminded me that I was like, that was the first instance somebody tried to make like a comic book horror movie, and I was like, why haven't more people done this? Did they achieve this? Because this is what they were trying to do, which is cool, but did they nail it? What did you think?
Not really, because, I mean, they tried, but I feel like that it really was, it didn't kick in till like almost the end of the movie.
Yes.
And there could have been more of that. So like, let me just go over my main gripe with this film.
Okay.
And it's something that should have been so easy, but they picked this location. All right, this whatever
asylum or hospital or whatever it is,
and they have this one woman running this entire hospital, and like nobody thinks that this is bad. Nobody's like, "Hey, this is fucking stupid." Like, and what are they doing that whole time?
There's no
like,
other patients either. I thought that was weird.
There's just so stupid, and like it doesn't seem like I automatically was like, "This is not." They're just locked in a cabin somewhere, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous, and I'm not buying it. So, like, I was not buying it from the first minute that they were in that thing with that one woman. And
in a giant facility, just one woman and 5 characters.
Well, it wasn't even giant. It was like, seemed like they were in this like one little tiny place, and like it was like four different locations in that place. And they were just like doors that would open when she would say, and that was it. Like, you have strong ass mutants that could do anything. Magic can teleport wherever she wants. She can't teleport out of there.
That's what that was my first question. I was like, why don't you just teleport outside the bubble?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Like, it's just like that concept alone was like, I immediately was like, somebody fucking didn't know what they were doing when they were writing this.
Yeah.
And they didn't think far ahead. Like, all you need to make this movie work is have Danny Moonstar come into the picture not knowing what her powers are, and then them all find out that she's fucking with them with their dreams and shit. And then you have the movie. You don't need like all this other stuff that's there. Like, that's not, because the bad guy ends up not being an issue, right? There is no bad guy.
There really is no, if it's her, but it's the doctor, but not really. But it's also Danny.
So, I mean, a lot of this stuff, there's no payoff to it. There's no anything.
There's no stakes,
like,
really.
They didn't develop like the sinister corporation that was doing this. You have no idea what their intentions were, or I mean, you do, but like it's a one scene for like 2 seconds and then that's it. It's not enough. Like it was just like they spent so much time trying to get you to care about these characters and like in that Breakfast Club way.
Yeah.
And if you don't, if you're not like on board with that and that is enough for you, then and you start looking at other stuff, and I'm like, wow, they really missed opportunities to make, because like they had an interesting thing happening. I did like the fact that they took this story that was in New Mutants where it was like the Bear Saga, right?
Yeah, the Demon Bear Saga is from
this
the comic
exact
book.
thing happening.
Yep.
And it was just done in the comics 10 times better.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was competent. Like the cast they're not bad. I liked when they actually showed their powers. Like Magic was
Anya
kind of
Taylor-Joy
badass.
is probably the best.
Yeah,
out of
it
them.
was. I got a huge geek boner. Seeing Magic like portal in and out and fight this
but
fucking
they
giant
made
bear.
unnecessary changes to them too.
Yeah.
Like all these, like they made these like changes that were not necessary.
They poorly defined what Magic's like what her powers even were.
Yeah, if you didn't read the comics, you would have known. They changed a couple of things. We'll get into that. So overall, I kind of agree with you, Anthony. It was just okay. I found the movie competent, but like extremely mediocre and generic. And for the majority of it, like up until the end, I was really bored. And it turns into kind of a forgettable, fucking limp thing.
I would say like the horror aspects are like the big standout.
Could use more.
I really liked the horror stuff. The problem with the horror stuff is, so once you kind of figure out right away that it's Danny that's causing all this, right?
Right.
So you that's a big point in this film. That's a big key point in the film in that's the mystery, right? Like what's causing all these characters to see their worst nightmares. But it's clearly very obvious from the start that it's Danny causing that.
And it takes them forever to get there.
But it takes forever for the film to acknowledge that Danny,
yes.
for everyone else to find that out. But you know that, so that automatically takes away the tension of what is causing all of this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Think if they could have somehow not telegraphed the fact that she's the one causing all this, I think there's a lot more tension and a lot more scares. But the fact that we can all figure out what it is ruins the reveal. So the reveal is nothing, and all that fear that you have of not knowing what's causing this, you know what it is. So that's what I think kind of ruins the film.
I wish there was more. Like I was intrigued with the smiley face creatures. I didn't know what the fuck that was going on there, and it could have used some more horror aspects. Remember, there was a scene in the trailer where like the hands are pushing through the wall and faces, and that wasn't in the fucking
there's
movie.
a lot going on. Yeah.
Why was
there was stuff that was not in the movie that was in the trailers. I remember that. I also didn't like that they kind of did it piecemeal. Like they had like one at a time, and I think they're trying to create a red herring.
Yeah,
like some of them blame it on, but like I don't know. They didn't really like. They could have done it better. It was just done kind of very
clunky.
I feel like it was such a. They had a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just it was right in their grasp, but they just made. And I don't know if this is the director that's dumb or the producers that are dumb that thought that this would be a good idea. But
so
I
read some things because I did a little research, and I read like they did the initial screening and everyone liked the horror stuff. So they were like, boost up the horror aspect.
More.
That's what's going to get people to really enjoy this film, because Fox has been doing this thing with X-Men where they're making like Logan, which is like kind of a genre piece, and they make like all their other Deadpool is its own little thing, even though it's a superhero thing. So like make this the horror X-Men movie. But then I think what happened is when Disney bought Fox, they looked at the film and went, "This doesn't fit our fucking brand at all. We don't want to do anything with horror. We don't give a fuck. There's all these reshoots ordered. We're not investing in this. Plus, we want to do our own thing with X-Men, because I read there was supposed to be some like cutscene at the end where you got to see Mr. Sinister. They didn't want to do any sort of ties for that. So what I think happened is Disney was like, we're not reinvesting in this. We want everyone to forget about this. Oh shit, COVID happened. So we're not going to invest anything in this. We're going to put it together. We want basically everyone to forget about it. So that's what they did. They put it out in like the worst time.
They wanted to kill it. They're like, we're trying to kill this franchise.
Just kill it. They just wanted to kill it. And that's what we saw on screen, is a movie that had like some potential to be actually pretty good, but in a studio that bought it and didn't give a fuck about it and didn't invest in it.
So my question is, do you think reshoots were ever done at all. Apparently, then what ended up, because Josh Boone originally planned this as a trilogy, 3 different horror
Maybe
movies.
they cut stuff out. I don't think
they definitely cut stuff out.
And then he comes out. The last thing he said was, "Oh, the movie is exactly how I intended. We didn't. I don't know." So yeah, it looks like stuff is missing. There is choppy editing. It's only 90 minutes, but man, it dragged in a lot of parts. It seemed longer. And the other thing that bugged me were the questionable accents from everyone. So Anya Taylor-Joy is amazing in Queen's Gambit, and like her accent is a little rough. I thought
she's not the best.
No, Maisie Williams' accent was probably the best, and even Sam Guthrie doing that Southern accent sounded so forced and just I don't know. I think he's British. I don't know. It didn't sound. Right.
The other thing that kind of sick, maybe not. I guess it's not a sick thought, but. These characters are all supposed to be teenagers, and they look kind of like teenagers.
Yeah.
But then I looked up how old they were.
Yeah.
And they're all like in their 20s.
Well, 4 years ago, how old were they?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're all still in their 20s.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, Blue Hunt and Anya Taylor-Joy are hot.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
But I'm going, but they're playing 16-year-olds.
Well,
Does this make me a
no,
creep?
because they're of age. Listen, in Queen's Gambit, Anya Taylor-Joy, she reminds me of a young, like Scarlett Johansson. She is so gorgeous in that show. So it's kind of funny how she just, I mean, the dialogue, she's got cheesy dialogue. Like that line, it's cool, but it's so cheesy where she's like, don't, it's magic. And then she looks back and goes, so am I.
But it's not magic, and neither is she. She's not magic.
No, the bear
either.
was magic.
Simulate magic. Yeah.
The bear was magic.
That was a weird thing, too. I couldn't figure out, so she's projecting these dreams.
Right.
Then I was like, how are they?
They're real, though.
So the bear is there.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Real.
Yeah.
So there's a tangible thing that they're fighting.
She got branded by Maisie Williams got branded by the priest, and like the shit it was real. And also, why was Lockheed a fucking hand puppet, and then he was fucking real, and then he's a hand puppet?
They were just trying to display how nuts she became because of her past, so that she has a hand
Lockheed's
puppet.
an actual dragon.
But so was that not a real dragon fighting the demon bear? It looked fucking cool. The effects look good.
The whole thing was like that she created Limbo. That's not true.
Right.
In the comics, Limbo was just a place.
Yes, that they go to, and that's where she learns her fucking skills.
Yeah, that's where she becomes powerful.
You know, ultimately, it doesn't matter because we're never going to see these fucking characters again.
It doesn't matter.
And it's kind of sad because
that's the kind of tone that was with this film.
That you
like,
get.
None of this
matters. We're done. I would love to see Anya Taylor-Joy again as Magic. I thought she did a good Magic, and the armoring up looked cool. And if they like fleshed it out better, like she looks like fucking Magic from the comic book.
Yeah, she's Colossus' sister.
Yes, she is a Rasputin. So a couple other Easter eggs.
One more thing.
Yeah.
The ending is really fucking lame.
The ending, it doesn't even like. There's no.
She's just like, I'm not afred of you.
I'm not afraid. And then they just leave. And then like, we can leave now.
And the bear disappears.
The bear disappears, and they like, okay.
You just had to like say, nope, I'm not afraid anymore.
It's the Alice in Wonderland ending where she tells the Jabberwocky to go away.
Lame.
Yeah, there was no stakes. There's only one big action scene really at the end, and there's a lot of build up.
I don't know how the bear is in comics, but a giant bear is not that scary.
Dude, I thought the bear looked good, though. It looked like Sienkiewicz's art, and if you've seen the art, he's very angular, and there's a lot of energy in his drawing. So it's like a bear can't be scary. They're fucking huge.
Some of the best stuff for me is like the when they're seeing their like dark dreams.
Yeah.
Like the cannonball in the fucking mine and Sunspot in the pool.
He burned up his girlfriend.
Wolf, whatever girl with the
priest.
branding of the priest. Like, that's like they should have definitely the horror stuff. They just didn't go all the way with
the
it.
Smiley
they never
face
went all the way with any one aspect.
No, it was just the smiley face people were so interesting. I wanted to know more, but they also like gave that away in the trailer. So I was expecting that reveal when he takes his mask off. Like the whole thing is just kind of botched. It was trying too hard to be heartfelt. I thought the Buffy the Vampire Slayer stuff was interesting because
they had hardcore Buffy on all the time.
Yeah, they were watching Buffy all the time, and then they kiss, which is like the first same-sex kiss in a Superman movie.
Yeah, they had the first same-sex kiss on TV.
On TV while they had a kiss. So
yeah, and then that like got them inspired to make out, and then you have the other one where they had the episode where they the silent episode that was like the scariest Buffy episode.
Oh, they were watching that.
They were watching that one with the guys who steal people's voices. So that's like a big episode for Buffy. That's one that really like everybody. I think they got like really recognized for that episode. So and that was like their big horror episode. So this is like, okay, we're gonna do this level of horror in this thing as well.
I thought it should have been more horror. I was expecting totally more horror. There's a bunch of Easter eggs. We've mentioned a bunch of them, like Demon Bear Saga, New Mutants 18 to 20, and this is the first few issues Bill Sienkiewicz drew. He actually did the art for the credits, which are kind of cool. In the comics, there is a Lockheed Dragon, but it's an alien, and it worked with Kitty Pryde. Mostly they hung out. Mr. Sinister was supposed to be the next villain. It was hinted at in Logan. Dr. Cecilia Reyes was working for the Essex Corporation in the movie. She also had a pin she was wearing that was an Easter egg. It was the same symbol that Sinister has on his forehead. The part where Danny sees the kids in the laboratory and the fact that they're being trained to be killers, that is a callback to Weapon X laboratory and Logan.
How does she see that?
Because that was Dr. Reyes's fears. Dr. Reyes worked at the Weapon X and, made these killers and she was training young mutants. And
I think I was falling asleep at that time.
It's the same place they made X-21 in Logan. Dr. Cecilia Reyes also from the comics, but she's not a villain. She's a member of the X-Men and the X-Force. But there was a point that she was forced to work for the Weapons X program. And then, of course, Illyana and Limbo. Like you said, Ruggs, Limbo is a real place, but one that Illyana was called to instead of one she created. In the comics, she was stuck there for 7 years, and she learned the black magic arts in Limbo. And then what you mentioned, Anthony, there was supposed to be a post-credit scene with Essex Corporation, and apparently John Hamm playing Mr. Sinister.
Oh, shit.
But Josh Boone cut it because he's like, this makes no sense, and everything's dead, and it doesn't matter. So it would amount to nothing. This one is hilarious. Co-creator of the New Mutants, Bob McLeod, expressed his disappointment with the film for inaccurately depicting the characters, including whitewashing Roberto, who is a dark-skinned with Afro-Brazilian heritage in the comics. He also,
but
the guy they cast is a Brazilian
he was
guy.
He was Brazilian, Henry Braga.
But he wasn't in the comic books. He's like dark skinned.
Lightened the skin. He also criticized the film for misspelling his last name.
Oh shit!
Yeah, how they fuck that
Bob,
up?
All you had to do is look it up. You had one job: get McLeod right.
Oh, by the way, you missed one other reshoot that they were going to do, a different post-credit scene.
What was that one?
They were going to have, this one's kind of wild, they were going to have Antonio Banderas show up as Sunspot's father.
Oh, that's right. I did read that. Yes.
Emmanuel DaCosta.
Yes, as Sunspot's father. Antonio Banderas, sure. Why not?
Why cast Antonio Banderas as that guy's father?
I don't know.
You need someone big to be the dad.
Yeah.
Give me a name.
I need
a big name
Antonio
to be that character's dad.
Banderas.
Nobody important.
Yeah, no one cares about that character's dad.
Nothing matters because the X-Men movies are dead. And let's finish up with a ranking and rating. The really sad thing is, guys, the last 3 entries into this franchise have all been
floppy jock
fucking bombs. Wow. What
are the last 3?
Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse and this one, right?
Yeah.
So
no, Deadpool 2.
I guess that came out. I guess yeah, I guess you're right. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Deadpool, and then what about isn't whatever
exactly.
Logan in there?
Logan came out way before.
Before Apocalypse?
Deadpool 2 came out 2018. Logan came out 2017.
Oh,
I believe. Let's see. Yes. Anyways,
what are we doing?
Anthony, where would you rank this in the 13 movies? Give it a number.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know.
Well, there's 14 now.
I don't even know I don't know what movies are in there anymore.
All of them,
I mean, it's probably towards the bottom, but again, I don't think it's like terrible. I thought it was just okay. I found it to be maybe more interesting than Dark Phoenix.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
I found it to be more interesting than Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It just, again, they didn't have the right glue to put all these things together and didn't emphasize enough things. It's just kind of a movie that you'll watch, and then as Disney intended, they want you to just forget about it.
You will forget about this, yeah.
So the score, I'm giving it a 5.5, but actually it's a good 5.5. Like I liked certain aspects of it. I like that it's just different than anything else you'll see in terms of superhero movies.
Yeah, it was ambitious, and again, like you said, horror and superheroes. Why aren't more people doing this? Ruggs, rank it, rate it. Where do you think this falls?
I think it rates just. I think it's tied with Dark Phoenix for me.
Oh shit! Okay.
I don't think it's worse. I don't think it's better. I just think they're both they both have a lot of problems and they both have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. Either of these films. As a rating, I'm going to give it a 5. It's a movie. It's you know what? Everybody involved was doing okay. They're not hitting it out of the park, but they were
It's
okay.
competent.
Some of the just the basic bones of the structure of the story and the setting that they put it in just kind of ruined it for me.
Okay. 6, you said? What'd you say? 6. 5?
Oh, 5.
Oh, you said 5. I'm giving it a 6. That's my score. But I will say, I do think the fact that it didn't need to shoehorn leftover storylines like Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse did helps the movie make me like it a little bit better than Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse, which are just like, those are just, it's two messes. And you're like, what the fuck? So that had a benefit for this movie is they didn't have to worry about a lot of that and still put in a lot of Easter eggs. But Anthony, I'm along with you. It's just okay. There was a lot of good little elements, but overall it's just flat and completely forgettable. So yeah, I'll give it a 6.
Once it hits a 5, I think it's a flip of the coin, whether you're going to like it or not. So you got to take a chance on this one.
I mean, I was excited to see new X-Men on the screen and Magic was fucking cool. And that's about it. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it.
There you go. That's where the movie is. Let's do some news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
I actually have a couple of comments from the nation about the new Mutants movie.
Oh, shit.
People checking it out on VOD. And some people had already seen it. Jess Rivera said, watched it free the other day. Very glad I didn't pay. After watching Queen's Gambit and seeing how good the female actress was in that and how bad she was in New Mutants, I was like, no way.
What?
That's the same girl? No way. Yes, I agree. It's quite a desperate performance. John Campbell says, if the guys ever do a What the Fuck Happened episode on this movie, you can probably just splice together every segment that Imran gave us on the film over the course of what feels like 5 years. Yes, it's a good idea. I'm not going to do that. That's too much work. And finally, Lisa Morrison says, I didn't think it was good. I didn't think it was bad. It was just there. I thought the girl who played Dani sucked, which kind of killed it for me. But really, it basically just existed for me. Not bad enough to hate, not good enough to remember. I can't. I got to agree with that. Can't argue with that. Sad ending of the X-Men franchise. Marvel, your turn. What are you going to do, and when are you going to do it? Okay, let's finish with some what are we watching. Anthony, you been watching anything?
A lot of UFC, but that's about it.
A lot of dudes bleeding. Swollen faces.
Yeah, swollen faces.
Are you pay-per-viewing these, or is there a channel that you watch?
Well, it's on ESPN Plus, and I have a subscription to ESPN Plus. There are pay-per-views. There's one coming up this weekend, which will have passed by the time the show comes out, that I'm probably going to get, even though no one else will get it.
You'll be the one person.
I used to watch it when it was on like Showtime and stuff.
They're on ESPN occasionally, but not. Yeah. They're mostly on ESPN Plus.
I used to watch that show that they had,
Ultimate Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's not on anymore either.
They're bringing it back, but on ESPN Plus.
Drugs. What are you watching?
I'm watching the Queen's Game.
Oh yeah.
So is this good?
What do you think?
I really like it.
It's about chess.
I mean, yes. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing in chess because I'm the worst chess player. I forgot how to play chess. I used to play it.
Really? I played it with my dad. I remember playing it when I was a kid with my dad and teens. But you don't really have to know anything about chess, Anthony, to enjoy it. It explains everything, and the story of this girl is just very compelling.
And she's great in it.
She's kind of a prodigy. She's kind of a gifted.
No, I'm saying
Anya Taylor-Joy is fucking amazing in it. Yes.
Okay.
I think I think that the script and the story drive it more than the acting. She's not really doing like super heavy lifting in acting. She's not like,
the dialogue's really good and the story is good.
It's just that she embodies this character because she kind of has a weird vibe to her already. Yep. You saw her in Magic. She's been in that, a lot of movies being this kind of weird. That's her vibe. So she fits this perfect. It's like if she's like a Winona Ryder almost. Like Winona Ryder's got like a weird vibe.
I love that. I always love that about Winona. Anthony, if you thought you had questionable thoughts about Anya Taylor-Joy before, just wait till you watch this show. Because you'll be like,
I don't know if I'm going to pick up a chess show, but
dude,
maybe.
it's only 7 episodes.
No, it's 7 episodes. It sucks you in.
The first episode sucks you in. I'm telling you, after you watch the first episode, you won't be able to stop.
I'll take your word for it. I might pick it up.
Very well set up.
I didn't think I was gonna like it, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." But I like shit like that too. I like period pieces.
I don't like things like The Crown. Have you seen The Crown? I thought it was gonna be like The Crown or some British royalty. Like I don't give a fuck about the British royalty. I know maybe the show is
watch
great.
the new Crown though with the Lady Di.
I know that's interesting. They're putting her in that how they deal with her death, but like I have no interest. I know the show's good. I don't care. And I thought because of the name word Queen is in there, but it's actually because of a chess move is the Queen's Gambit. It's the name. But man, that fucking show is good. So remember I said last week I got a new iPhone and new Apple devices now come with a free year of Apple TV Plus.
Oh shit.
And at first, guys, I went there and I was like, I don't want to watch anything. Like I couldn't find anything to watch. I was a little bit disappointed. But I found some fun stuff. There is a Beastie Boys documentary on there directed by Spike Jonze. It's very good if you like the Beasties. What it is they did a stage show with who's Mike D and Ad Rock. And Spike Jonze directed this like stage presentation, and they go through their whole career and they tell stories with slides and videos in the background. And you learn a lot, and it's very good.
I want to watch.
Yeah, and of course they talk about MCA who passed like a while ago of cancer, and it's very good. If you love all the music's in there and some great stories. Basically, Ruggs, I did not know. Like my 2 favorite albums are Check Your Head, Ill Communication, and they were trying to after they did Fight for Your Right to Party. They were like 15 years old, and they opened for fucking Madonna. They had 2 songs, and they became just they were just the gag band. They were the joke hip hop band, and that really bugged them. And they're like, we want to be legit musicians, and they do. Check Your.
But they had a punk band before. They had a punk band. Played their own instruments,
and they pivoted to hip hop. They met Russell Simmons. The story is great, but Check Your Head.
I happen to know something about Imran and Beastie Boys that tie together.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Imran Javid once recorded in the same studio that the Beastie Boys recorded parts of Check Your Head.
I think it was Ill Communication.
Oh, Ill Communication.
Well, you know what? That's funny. Yeah, in our band,
Imran also used the same toilet that one of the Beastie Boys sat on for a minute, passed gas, but couldn't shit.
The cat on the back of the CD in the studio.
Did you shit in that toilet? Because they must have used this toilet.
I pet the cat on the picture on the back of the CD in the studio. So that part of the documentary, they recorded a lot of that at their home studio. I guess they recorded parts at this one studio where we recorded a demo in like the 90s. And they're like, hey, Beastie Boys are here. I was like, cool.
Geek boner.
Neat.
The other good show on Apple TV Plus it's called Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. Ruggs. It's half-hour comedy featuring Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in California and Danny Pudi from Community. And it's like Silicon Valley, except it's about a game developer. It's about them making this game Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet. And it's really quite funny. They deal with like creative clashing with marketing. They got to go out and get streamers, and they're like 14. There's a 14-year-old kid. His name is Pootie Shoe.
Oh, shit.
He's the big streamer that you got to get your game in the hands.
It's on HBO.
It's on Apple TV Plus, and it's like
fuck you. Why are you telling me about it?
It's so good. I'll give you my login. You can check it out. But it was a really good show, like Silicon Valley, but about a video game development.
I like Silicon.
Yeah, Silicon. And then the last thing I saw, I remember I bagged on the.
Jesus Christ! How much do you have time to watch all?
I don't know.
Shit?
I just sit around and watch things. There's all these streaming apps. I just
Unbelievable.
look at this.
He's growing the back of his white hair.
Yes,
okay, just leave him alone.
I get nothing but growing my hair in weird places. Nobody knows what that is. No, I remember I was talking shit about the Disney Plus Star Wars Lego Holiday Special. Well, it came out and I watched it. I was like, let me throw this on.
Were you happy
that
you won?
It was a lot of fun. It was actually, they jump through all the different movies. They find this thing they can jump through time. The best gag, though, Ruggs, at the end, there's like, they pull people, they do a fucking end game where there's multiple Luke Skywalkers, like young Luke and old Luke and young, and all the different timelines come and there's a big battle. The best gag rugs, they have Darth Maul there, but he has no legs.
Oh shit!
It's just the top of him jumping around with the. I was like, that's funny. And they even go into Mandalorian for a second. You see Baby Yoda. It was cute. Whatever. It was fun. I don't know. Check it out. It's good for the
Baby Yoda in Lego form.
Yes, good. Yes, everybody was Lego.
I hate Lego.
I hate Legos too.
And I hate Lego things. I love Lego. I like Legos, the actual building blocks. I just don't like the figures.
I'll tell you what, though,
They're stupid.
This holiday special made more sense than Rise of Skywalker.
Oh shit!
Well, that's not hard.
No, there's a low bar. It's a little more coherent than that movie. All right, that's it. Any last words, Anthony?
No.
Rugs, where can the listener find you?
I've been posting a lot.
Oh,
lately,
you have?
Actually, I've been kind of active because I've been bored so much.
Good.
Because of COVID. So you can follow me at Really Rug Boy on Twitter.
Go start some shit over there with him.
Yeah, start some shit. Support me. Be like, yeah, motherfucker.
He needs white knights. Rug Boy needs white knights, listener.
Yeah, I need someone to beat up people
Yes.
that try and make fun of me.
Swoop in and get them. Visit the show notes for this episode, jockandnerd.com/356 for links to everything we talked about, how to support the show, how to subscribe, all that fun stuff. And, of course, tell a friend, Anthony. Tell your friend, Anthony.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll tell my friend.
Tell your friend.
My one friend.
Tell your one friend, and then tell that one friend to tell 5 friends, listener, and so on and so forth. And let's build this multi-level marketing Jock and Nerd scheme with listeners. We'd appreciate it. Thanks.
And about a review on Apple Podcasts.
We would love, we could use a couple more reviews, to move other reviews down.
Hate reviews. It doesn't matter. Just give us some reviews.
A rating is a rating. We'll take them all. We're at 129. Still trying to get to 200. I will take 70 2-star ratings. No, don't do that.
Oh shit!
Make them 4-star, 5-star. A rating is a rating.
Jesus Christ.
Links for all of that in the show notes. Thanks for listening, fam, to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the
We'll
nerd.
keep you next time.
I need you all to come fight my battles.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
My balls was hot.
Well, then get your hand on my penis.
Jock and Nerd.